Boxers don't do this. This is why Canelo's not fighting Benavidez. Why would Canelo fight Benavidez, who's relatively unknown, and Benavidez beats him, and Benavidez becomes overnight a superstar? That's Canelo's letting Benavidez make a name off of him.
Wait, so you're saying that you're gonna make?
If it was up to me, like we keep on saying, we want to see Benavidez. Canelo, a hell of a fighter, but my personal opinion, he's ducking Benavidez. You know, that's just my personal opinion, and I'm allowed to speak my mind. That's just what it is. We want to see Benavidez.
David Benavidez isn't holding back after Canelo Alvarez's shocking defeat to Terence Crawford. The undefeated super middleweight champion is turning up the pressure, boldly claiming that Canelo is too scared to face him. And now Benavidez says he's ready to expose what Canelo's been avoiding all along.
Why can you not give us Canelo Benavidez? Why? Canelo, why? I do not understand it. You're demanding $200 million? Like, come on, dude. Basically, Canelo doesn't want to give us the good fights. Imagine if Canelo and Benavidez gets made. That's the Super Bowl of boxing. Boxing is on the rise. Canelo, don't screw it up for us. I thought I would never say this, but Canelo's scared. Literally, I thought I would, as a fighter, I know fighters are not scared. But wow, we've been begging Canelo. Please, Canelo, please.
Canelo reportedly refused to fight Benavidez because he didn't like his style and was more focused on the massive payday than proving himself. Veteran trainer Ronnie Shields, who predicted Crawford's win before the fight, doubled down afterward. He said he knew Crawford's quickness, switch hitting, and ability to control distance would be too much for Canelo. According to Shields, Bud's movement and timing exposed small flaws in Canelo's defense, and that was the key to victory.
Crawford, by unanimous decision, we got that. I just thought Crawford was too fast for Canelo. Too many combinations. Canelo doesn't jab anymore. He looks for one shot now. The end is there for Canelo. And I just think that Crawford was too fast for him, especially in the southpaw position. We all know Canelo have problems with the southpaw. So, and that's why I picked Crawford. I just thought Crawford could be.
Shields praised Crawford's flawless game plan, staying calm, picking his shots, and punishing every mistake Canelo made. He called it a masterclass in ring IQ and tactics. Shields even hinted that Canelo should consider retirement, saying years of tough fights have clearly caught up to him. Meanwhile, Oscar De La Hoya offered a different take, saying the decision should be Canelo's alone. But he warned that the Mexican star must choose his next opponents wisely. De La Hoya praised Crawford's rare ability to read styles, counter perfectly, and dominate with ease, calling it a reminder of why Bud is one of boxing's smartest fighters.
Crawford is older than Canelo, so we can't use the excuse that he's older, right? We can't use the excuse that, he moved around too much. Well, it's your job to figure him out, right? Just like Chavez would figure out a fighter, just like I would figure out a fighter, just like any real great fighter can figure styles out. That's your job. I think Crawford did a tremendous job. Kudos to him. Sky's the limit for Crawford. And I really don't know where Canelo...
Oscar De La Hoya didn't stop there. After the fight, he analyzed both Canelo's future and Crawford's next steps. He said Crawford's confidence is sky high right now, in that he seems perfectly comfortable at super middleweight, with no real reason to drop down. Still, if the right fight came at 160, Crawford might take it. De La Hoya pointed to a potential clash with rising star Virgil Ortiz Jr. as one of the most exciting matchups out there, a fast-paced, explosive fight worthy of Crawford's current dominance.
Crawford at 160. Imagine that. Would be incredible. So there's a good possibility that Crawford will stay at 168. Most likely go down to 160. I don't think he's going to touch 154. I think he'll stay at 160 eventually. And and try to find the biggest fights possible. And the biggest fight for him would be...
Rolly Romero also gave Crawford his flowers after that September 13 main event. He said it takes something special to beat Canelo, and Bud did exactly that. Romero noted that the early rounds were competitive, but as the fight went on, Crawford took full control, landing the sharper shots and winning round after round. He said Bud's ability to adapt in real time against an elite opponent proves he's one of the greatest boxers of all time. Romero called it an unbelievable performance, almost unreal.
For me, that performance did something really special for me.
Yeah?
Yeah, a lot more special than what probably anyone else is probably thinking, honestly. I didn't expect Crawford to be that big.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't expect Crawford to be that big, but Canelo did good the first few rounds, you know, first like all the way up to round 4, and then that's when Crawford took over, you know? So, I mean, the second half of the fight, though, it was all Crawford. There was no question.
But now, the attention shifts to David Benavidez, the man calling out both Canelo and Crawford. Reports say Crawford isn't rushing to face Benavidez, sharing the same hesitation Canelo had. Benavidez has openly challenged Canelo again, demanding a massive showdown in Mexico. Journalists like Dan Rafael noted how Crawford's precise, disciplined strategy overwhelmed the bigger, more experienced Canelo, showing how preparation and focus can conquer size and power. Rafael said this victory cements Crawford as one of the most complete champions in modern boxing.
I thought he did a great job. I thought it was close. I had Canelo ahead in the early going, but I thought Crawford did an amazing job closing that fight down in the last few rounds, where he really started to back the supposed bigger guy up, although for me, they looked about the same size. But that was a brilliant performance, and what can you say? I mean, you got to give him his credit. He created a lot of history. He dreamt this fight. He willed it to happen. A lot of people, not me, but a lot of people laughed at him, said, forget about it, no chance against a bigger guy like that.
Rafael added that while a Canelo-Crawford rematch would draw huge attention, it's not the smartest move for either man right now. He believes both fighters should pursue new high-stakes challenges instead. Rafael urged Canelo to carefully assess his options before deciding what's next, if anything. As for Crawford, he said Bud's historic win means every top fighter will now be calling him out. But Bud must be strategic, picking fights that make sense for his legacy, division, and status as boxing's new king.
The winner of Eubank and Ben, too, the Hamza Shiraz, I mean, those types of names. He's got mandatories, Mobility, got the draw tonight in a great, great fight. There's other fighters that have belts and interim belts and blah, blah, blah. So, you know, nobody's going to rush Terence Crawford into his next fight. He'll take his time, and, you know, whatever the next fight is, it's going to be a big one because, you know, his name is even greater now than what happened going into this fight for him. So he beats Canelo Alvarez, you know, it's because...
Rafael added that while a Canelo-Crawford rematch would draw huge attention, it's not the smartest move for either man right now. He believes both fighters should pursue new high-stakes challenges instead. Rafael urged Canelo to carefully assess his options before deciding what's next, if anything. As for Crawford, he said Bud's historic win means every top fighter will now be calling him out. But Bud must be strategic, picking fights that make sense for his legacy, division, and status as boxing's new king.
I was hurt, I ain't gonna lie, because I've been a fan of Canelo since I was a kid, so my heart, a tear almost came on my I ain't gonna lie, because it felt like, you know, that Canelo's done. But I just think he was a little off that night. I think he can, you know, make a big comeback. But to Crawford, man, he's the greatest of this era. You gotta give it to him, greatest of this era. Nobody's ever done that before, 3-time undisputed. So you gotta take your hats off to Crawford. And I was just shocked that he was able to just dismantle Canelo like that, you know, even with the size difference. That just goes to...
The young kid, I think he was 21, 22 years old. He had a lot of experience, I should say. He had a lot of boxing experience at his age.
40, 50 fights?
Huh?
He had 40 or 50 fights at that point, right?
40, 50 fights, but not just that. I'm talking about experience as far as knowledge about being the real, like, experience. You know,
Okay.
like veteran experience. Like he knew how to counter, he knew how to block and counter, do different things. So it wasn't like he was just an ordinary fighter. And I was like, and fighting him, I'm like, wow, he actually knows how to like, get away from stuff. He knows how to counter. He knows how to like, trick shots up and say.